call me fuego. 93 like me. Fire in the sheets, spending summers on the sea. It's okay though, she know way home. Better life on the day, oh.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yes, indeed. Welcome one, welcome all. The penultimate weekend is now upon us. Sims and Toby to guide you through all the action, all the ups, all the downs, all the left, rights, and God knows what's going to happen this weekend because we have $300,000 on the line for first place. And potentially, just potentially, a small taster of things to come this time next week when the culmination of 2 months' hard work comes full circle. Toby, there's a lot to be said, but first of all, how are you feeling? Like, this is pretty exciting. Now we're coming to the end of the line. It's all cards on the table.
I couldn't be more hyped for this. I could not be more hyped whatsoever. So much going down, so many storylines that we've had the pleasure of following all the way from week 1 up until now. And as I said, I mean, some teams they will come out guns blazing. Some might slow it down a little, just out of the respect of, as you said, so much money on the line over the course of these next 10 games. And also, we will get, I guess, to see if there will be one team that could go out here, have themselves a good game, and maybe win that final week without winning the actual week 6. That'd be insane. But we'll see. Circle out towards the east. Now we're up for a good game here, Sims. Teams still being on the south side. Everyone knew was going up here, and people wanted real estate early before everyone else got here. But now, Multi-Circle Gaming and DXG are fighting for this one. One's gone down already. I do believe 500 is under fire. Yes, he is. And oh, he goes down, but taking a lot of damage as tanks. Solid spray, though, coming through, and now kneeled on his own. It just does get Fergus up. 2 players left alive, but as you said before, Rich, they're in trouble.
I like this from Na'Vi. So long as Gen G doesn't slip in behind them, that's the only concern. They wouldn't have this information, and totally understandable why, but they want to clean out in front of them. If they have to eventually work their way from this compound, it has to be safe. So the job is now try and remove as many players as possible while it's a little bit quiet. While this circles here, Fergus, explosion, the gas can clips him. He goes down. There's a second one there as well. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. The bombardment will continue. Besto, Orange, all the utility is being launched towards the side of Division X. They're the first team to fall here. Just be aware that Gen G is still lurking. They're all the way up against the blue. They're right behind them. If they swing in behind Na'Vi, this could be so devastating for them. They're setting up for success. They're clearing a path in front of them. You know, this is kind of carving the way forward, but they probably don't have this information that Gen G is right behind them.
Oh, Tap saw it before. We saw shots fired there as well. I think he knows that they're coming in, and I like how Na'Vi are backing off now as well. As you said, I mean, you said it perfectly, Rich. Na'Vi pushes out because they know they have the compound under control, and they don't want to get surrounded. They don't want to have other teams sitting outside the buildings waiting for them to have to leave. So Na'Vi spreads out, tries to take control, and now, fortunately, Tap reads the Gen G rotation coming in, and maybe Senya will be in a good position here to get some damage done.
Yeah, Senya was prime spot. Put him up on the hill to try and... I mean, that was his job, to deny this if it happens. But unfortunately, no matter which way we kind of cut it, we look at... You put both teams side by side, and throughout this competition, Gen G, in theory, wins this, right? It depends what level of player Na'Vi's bringing today. If they're going to be pushing out, if they're going to be wiping teams, if they know this is their last chance at success, then hell, give it everything, because on any given Saturday or Sunday, I know what those teams or those players are more than capable of. Ragnall finds a CAD. Good little start, but there is responses from the opposing side, and this time it comes from DA. Makes it a little bit easier on the side of metagaming. A Freak of Freaks have been picked apart. Multiple angles. And everyone, all these fights, don't forget, these aren't inside the circle. The circle will force the movement. Everyone's going to begin to rush in the open, and unfortunately, bodies will begin to drop as everybody just looks onwards and finds free frags.
Not only that, if you get knocked out here in the blue now, down you go. DA, they will fall in 15th, had a tough time rotating in, and it just weren't any space for them, really, to try and play around. This circle's being brutal to everyone in the open, and now we see here Oath, Patcap's last remaining player, trying to wrap forward. He has the entirety of Day Trade over here. Circle's about to move, and they should know that there is one nearby here. Nurance falls down, 1 kill comes through, but still, 3 more Day Trade players just on the other side of the smoke.
Slowly but surely. Creeping through, hoping he can get the drop. No, denied. Instantly, Oath goes down, 14th place. little bit of noise made on the side of Day Trade, so a few people should be able to read that. Main priority being SONIQS. They are north of Day Trade's exact position. We will have to run by them. The problem is that Tiamba's also creating a roadblock, so for Day Trade to try and run to the east, it would be kind of devastating no matter which way they do. I mean, the damned if they do, damned if they don't. They might even have a better chance of potentially just rushing SONIQS at this point. I know it sounds like a complete Hail Mary maneuver, but if you've got the vehicles, like, die on transition or die fighting, I don't know. It depends what you want to do. A Freak of Freaks will eventually be aiming towards SONIQS and try and take the compound, so that could be the ghost symbol. Maybe when it comes to Day Trade, we'll find out. Have you parked the car too close? You have. Back it up a little bit, let the players inside. And now the saloon is pulled out of the circle. Now Petrichor Road and T1 have to work for their money. E36 directly in front of Metagaming, holding them back. They've hid inside the shack just to try and rally themselves up for now. Those shots in the distance that you can hear on screen, that's Day Trade running the gauntlet. Keep an eye on the kill feed, because I'm assuming they don't go too far. If they get 1 or 2 players forward, then congrats, well done. You've actually made it into the circle, which is rather unanticipated. Nope, denied. Every single team sees them. It was a gauntlet coming down to this one. But now the West is starting to open up, Toby. We've got 4 teams all trying to get inside and very little land to hold them.
Yeah, the south side cluster's come to an end, and now the west is completely under fire. Starlord and T1 trying to wrap their way in. They have Petrichor now crossing on over, while Interforce 36 and to some extent Meta are trying to prevent all of this from happening. They're sitting just on the edge of the circle. They're trying to hold down, but that nade is going to be good. Unfortunately, no damage done to Silver. You can see Starlord does have the level 3 vest, but no helmet remaining. They're in the blue now, phase 5. It hurts like hell. You need to keep on wrapping forward. You need some of those nades to land. You need some flashes in. And for right now, Interforce 36 is still holding on.
Low key, peeps up, finds Mamu. First one down, long to his left-hand side as well. Needs to deal with it. No, Genji go down 11. Starlord back onto Pure Boy as well. But now, danger from afar when it comes to Na'Vi. Getting involved in the fight onto Petrichor Road. They spotted him in Saloon early on. Interforce is wiped out. T1 looking pretty strong, but they still have problems. You do have Metagaming just to their right-hand side. If they can dismantle them and keep this clean, which they do, Dangche gone, out to the blue, nothing they can do about that. Starlord and Adder left as a 2-man band to try and hold the crown here. Mile, wondering, does he know?
He does. He does. Unfortunately for Starlord, he hears something as well. Flashes from forward. Should grab them a little bit of space and time to play around. But this push from T1, I mean, they were pushing in. You saw Interforce 36. They were the ones holding the angles, and they just clean swept them all the way through. 3 kills coming in real quickly. Unfortunately, they did take casualties to the bluest. They were trying to slowly make their way forward, but solid plays from Adder and Starlord to get the triple as their teammates fell down. Again, still no helmet for Starlord. Headshots come in. Swaps to level 3 for a fresh level 2 vest as they try to make their way further forward. In the meantime, while all this has gone on, because Gen G went down, Na'Vi had the chance to really spread out and take control, and they've continued to do so. Unfortunately for them, though, the circle's gone down towards the south, and you can see them here, orange, looking for some sort of an angle, maybe find the knock to allow them to push further forward into the next circle.
Well, what he just did was a 300-meter shot. He knocked Lorena from one side of the circle to the other. This has given SONIQS a bit of time to maybe capitalize on this, move into Tiamba, because they'll be one of their next obstacles. They are down in the south, and a bit of breathing room. They've probably got about 20% map coverage. VP's doing nothing, again, as a 2-man showing from the pretty much off the get-go of the game. They've been rather quiet and passive, but still, at least they're in the top 8 for now. Some shots onto Na'Vi. No knocks in abundance just yet. Na'Vi's getting prepared for what is certainly going to be a very problematic transition. They have to try and hit the tributary directly in front of them. Tab again has forced himself to go wide, and I'm totally fine with that. The problem is that MCG is down within a ditch. And I've really no line of sight into this unless he proper swings out. Never mind, speaking about swinging, Senya goes up, over, first body down. Summer feels the first full force even, as Senya then follows up as well. Orange going to be cycling utility through. If they get a second one, but there is a response, Toby. There is a big response.
such a smart play initially coming in from Na'Vi, but now they're taking casualties. They were outnumbered, unfortunately, for Multi-Circle Gaming. As you can see here, Tianba, they weren't really in a position over the hilltop to do a lot of damage in response. Orange is still alive as T1 falls in 8th. There are 2 reses theoretically possible, but that would require for Multi-Circle Gaming to hold back, and also Tianba pushing forward now in the meantime. Infantry, 1 down. Milt trying to do damage on his own. He does have Long alive with him as well, but he's currently going for the rest onto Mapu. So right now it's just Milt holding off infantry down below.
Amber's coming in to try and see what they can do with this fight. Any frags that they can pick up off the back of MCG's fight against Na'Vi as Na'Vi leave the lobby for now. Petrichor Road. Time to step up. Mamu, unfortunately, will be the first victim of that fight. Lurena also gets involved with a nade in the backline. We spoke about the MCG wipe-up earlier on. SONIQS, 4 players, 2-2 split, just looking across the board to try and third-party wherever they find possible. Long onto 9. Dead, confirmed. Point in the bag. That's the side of Petrichor Road. Buliang just trying to do whatever he can. Maybe hold them back. Maybe even just find a Hail Mary and pick up a free knock. Has to be very, very aware that we do have Mime and Tiggleton still just on the outskirts playing up against the edge. And then again, that's just to kind of deny any kind of wrap. VP, though, I'm quite surprised that Spyro and Batulans have survived and lasted this long, if I'm honest.
The fights have been escalating on the edge of the circle, and they've been able to sit tight in the middle. Minx weren't going to allow that to happen, Bowling. You've been seen, you've been spotted, and down you go in 6th place. Now 5th place, sorry. 4 teams left alive. Long down as well. I'm loving how Tiamba spreads this one out. They have so much good playing when it comes to Miramar. They have incredible games here before, and now they're just starting to find kills all over the place. 6 already. They want to get more. I'm loving how SONIQS are playing the south side of this circle, though. They're splitting 2-2 to take full control, and now let's see Batulans. Did they miss one running over the hilltop? That could be crucial.
Could, and Batulans has just received a headshot also himself and was forced to go into recuperation mode. Spyro on the back lines. Just trying here to maybe keep a track of what SONIQS does. 2 versus 1. Spray transfer. It misses. There's a valiant attempt. Lin Shun instantly puts him dead to rights, and now SONIQS is slowly but surely encroaching on their position. Tiamba, they do kind of have SONIQS surrounded a little bit. If M200 can find an angle, if I will knock, then maybe something happens. He's wrapping a little bit lower, but he does have to go up against Hwinn. It'll be the one-on-one scenario. Should he find it, Spyro might even just, he knows how much on the line every single point could lead to prizes, so if he denies it, I'm fine with it. It's a play. I get it.
Right now, if you're Tiamba, you cannot allow for SONIQS to wrap around that west side. You cannot allow them to get control of the downhill, because should this next circle, final circle, hop out to the west, that would be Tiamba forced to make the move over the hillside. And exactly Spyro does what we expected. He's going to back off. He's going to say, you know what? I'm going to go down and I'm not going to give away any points doing so. So out goes Virtus Pro in 3rd place. And now 4 versus 4 here in game number 1 of the week 5 final. Circle's gone east, favoring Tiamba, and it's SONIQS to make a move.
Lorena will be the only one outside the circle for Tiamba. Of the 3 players will try and box SONIQS in the best they possibly can. Theoretically, the favor currently on the side of Tiamba, but do they know where Hwinn is? I said he could be the knife in the back if they don't keep a track of him, while the rest of them are applying pressure towards the mid. He becomes a distraction point. Hwinn has been found. Hasn't gone down just yet, but he has been a nuisance to try and distract 2 Tiamba members. This has allowed SONIQS somehow to breach. What? They've split them. They've completely split Tiamba apart. Shrimzy, instant one onto Lin Shun. Mime goes down in response. Shrimzy still looking. M200 hiding and trying to get away from the fight. I'm going to be honest, this has been a shock tactic. They did not anticipate this whatsoever. They've been completely split by focusing on Hwinn down low. SONIQS have just dismantled Tiamba, and it comes down to Lorena. In a 1 versus 3, what really can you do? North America is stepping up to the plate. This is game 1. Yes, there's still players in the bag and still possibilities of a 3 versus 1, but surely they should shut this down, and they do. North America.
What a well-coordinated push in the end there. They knew that Hwinn playing quiet on the south side, and I mean, he was the bait. He was the bait all along. He forced 2 players down, while Tianba wanted to deal with Hwinn. They didn't want to give up the high ground control, and SONIQS, they called it perfectly. They said, you know what? We know you're split 2-2. Let's force the fight in the middle. We still have a plateau here in between your split, where we can sit without the top side being able to see us. So if we deal with the south side fast enough, we can take control of the north as well. What a well-played endgame from SONIQS, and great response to a position where they were the ones to have to make a move. They were the ones to try and go aggressive against Tianba, who were just sitting back and holding the position as best as they could.